Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I am Jason, your host, and this is an off-the-cuff vlog because someone's just asked me a question. Quiver, would you ever make a video on what AI is doing to the environment negatively? Very curious to hear your thoughts. That's from Mr. Business Suits True Man. And it's a very good question. It's a very good question. I don't think people realize the scale of the power usage and the resource sacrifices that is going on with AI at the moment. We've all seen the prices rise. We've all seen, as gamers, as computer users, just how there is only a certain amount of hardware out there and it's all being grabbed by AI. They're banking on something very important. They're banking that they can solve all of the problems of the world using AI. Now let's remember, what we've got now is not true AI. It's a predictive model with lots of scripting, lots of prompts and tweaking, but basically it's a weighted model that just grabs what it thinks makes sense, what it has been trained to look for, but it doesn't actually understand. It doesn't understand the difference between a hallucination and a true fact. So what we've got now isn't what I call true AI. What they're all banking on is that this idea that if we force enough GPU, enough power, enough clocks, enough data into it, it will make the leap from what it is now to full consciousness. I don't know whether that will happen. I don't know whether it's a dead end and that. But the problem is the water uses. Actually, let's put this a different way. Your average data center uses a lot of power and a lot of cooling. But that is nothing compared to AI data centers. One of the reasons they want to move things up into space or to the moon is because there's a very real chance that us as a civilization will burn through all our resources trying to create AI, and we will basically burn ourselves out. There's only so much petroleum. There's only so much lithium. There's only so much of all the rare earth minerals. We're edging closer and closer to a position where companies, businesses, and governments could go to war over rare earth elements in the future. But even worse than that is the massive, massive use of basic resources that we as human beings need to live. Clean water. Most of the aquifers in America are already half empty. And that's before we even got these new data centers online. No matter how efficient they are using so much power, so much water, and so much resources that everything's being bet on this idea that it's all going to be okay, because once we've got true AI, once we've got it all fixed, it'll solve all our problems for us. That's the big bubble. I don't know. I'm worried. AI servers around the world count for about 5 to 15% of the total world data centers. That's amazing. By 2030, that will hit 35 to 50% of all data servers in the world will be AI data centers, which is and it. How can I love AI, but the numbers. And remember, I've just hashed this out because I saw a message that someone posted and I thought, that's interesting. So I've done a little bit of an autistic deep dive, about 30 odd minutes of it. And from what I can see, almost 12% of the world's power generation is going to go to AI by 2028. Think about that. 12% of the world's total power is going to be used up by AI data centers. And then we think about the water usage, the liquid usage. Holy chicken soup vendor. AI centers also have massive calculated CO2 emissions. If you think about the power and everything. Okay, so let's put it in perspective. All the cars in the world, we've got to do this as a bit of a my data here is very substandard, just a little bit of tweaking and that, but the carbon emissions of the data centers just in the US will, I'm trying to calculate this in my head as we're talking here, will be equivalent to an extra 10 million cars. And it's scary. It's scary how much. I think all of the big companies are gambling so much on this short-term goal of hitting general artificial intelligence. And they've been sold the snake oil that it will solve every problem on the planet, that they are burning through what resources we have, what chance we have. I mean, think about it. Think about all the massive data centers, all the massive AI systems that are being built. If instead of doing that, we were just helping each other out and building homes and healthier food and all this kind of thing. Let's look at another thing as well. Let's look at another thing, because the effect on towns, on cities. When one of these massive data centers appear, what usually happens, just let me get a drink. What usually happens is the local government gives them massive rebates, grants, call it what you will, for them to build it in your city, in your town. And while there is jobs for it to be built, once it's built, it does not need a lot of people. Most of the systems are automated. And it will use a massive amount of the infrastructure, the power, the local aquifer. Towns will die. I think what you're going to end up is like blights of AI centers all around the world, and any town, any city that is around them is going to be basically a dead zone. Is it a waste? Well, let's look at the brighter side. Let's look at the super possibility. Let's say they get it right. Let's say not only do we get general artificial intelligence, but we get a general artificial intelligence that isn't biased, that isn't crazy, that doesn't want to kill us, that actually wants to help. We could end up with a computer system that evolves so fast that by the time we know it's actually general intelligence, it's taken over every computer system on the planet. And the evolution of tech would be so massive that it could probably fix all our problems. But that is like a best case scenario. It's a big question. It's the short-sightedness of all these businesses that are ploughing all this money into and firing all their human workers and betting so much on this system. I think it could go either way. AI could basically just not kill us off, but destroy the resources of the planet so much that there's nothing left for us. That's what I feel. I'll do more research on that, but what I'm seeing is basically this. The big corporations of the world and the big governments of the world are all betting so much on AI that they're green lighting, that they're not thinking of any eco disasters. They're not caring about zoning. They're not caring about the use of sustainability of liquid, of power, or anything. They are betting everything on the idea that everything will be fixed. As soon as we get the magical AI, and we've got to do it before those over the other side. We've got to do it before America's got to do it before Russia, and America's got to do it before China, and China's got to do it before America. Because the first person to get general AI, and I mean a real general AI that has a true AI consciousness, a singularity, as it were, the game's over. Because imagine a system that iterates and adapts and evolves every single second, every single day. That every attack you go against it, it learns from and creates a new iteration. Imagine any problem in the world with a system that can basically iterate billions of times on to find a solution. So I think we're going to screw it up. I think we're going to run out of resources before we do it. I think it could be a dead end. I hope it's not a dead end. Because no matter how fucked we are, if we get an AI in charge, we're going to be far more fucked if we've spent all the actual resources of the planet on creating it and it doesn't work. Because you've got to remember, we need to find a replacement for petroleum. It isn't just gas and all that and petrol and all that. Every single thing. This is what people don't understand when they say, we should need to stop digging up the ground. We need to stop taking stuff from Mother's Earth. We need to stop doing blah, blah, blah. Even if we got rid of all the gasoline cars on the planet and switched everything to EV and hydrogen, what about all the plastic components in every vehicle? We need, before we run out of petroleum on this planet, we need tech that can take its place. Every single thing we use is plastic. It's a derivative of petroleum and other things. If we don't figure out a way to make stuff without using any of the plastics that are used in every high-end piece of technology, even your solar panels, plastic, even your wind turbines, plastic. You want to go to space, plastic. It doesn't matter whether we get rid of all the cars, we're still going to need to use, pardon me, and we're going to need to be able to do it without it's horrible. It's horrible. I hope you all had a good. I'm going to leave that there because I need to go sleep, but I'll post this up. So bye bye for now.